Hello everyone, welcome to another replay analysis video. Today we are going to be analyzing an Archon 1 AntiMage. So let's just jump into it. So the first thing we do in every game is the pre-game planning. So as the AntiMage you want to look at every hero in the game and see how the interaction works. Now in the pubs we don't really want to look really deep on the synergy of your hero with your teammates, because you don't want to rely on teammates in pubs. Not that you totally want to disregard that you have these heroes, but you don't want to be relying on your lion to stun, or here for for your earthshaker to do a good echo slam for you to win. So you can generally look at your heroes and see, for example, you have an invoker, a bristleback, and an abaddon. So if they farm efficient enough, there will be lack of farm on the map for an anti-mage, because there are invoker is another greedy hero, and bristleback also needs to at least have one lane, not at least, bristleback will be occupying one lane and invoker will be having one lane on the jungle, and so your farm space would be limited. Like this you could consider, but other than that you don't want to think too much about the team composition. But the enemy side, you want to be thinking about the enemies and how the interactions work at each stage of the game, based on your knowledge of the game. So this is why pros are really good and are pros, because when the guy picks anti-mage and he looks at the 5 enemy heroes, he knows how the matchups work on each stage. Like in every stage of the game they would know how it works and they would play accordingly. But us noobs, we go into the game and we haven't mastered how to play versus X hero with X hero. So we go try stuff out, try new things out in the game, and it will cause us to maybe lose games, and or at least not know what to do, just try stuff out while they already know before the game starts what they want to be doing. So for example, let's do this replays pre-game planning versus the enemy heroes. So how does AntiMage versus Weaver work? Weaver is a ranged hero, but in the early stages of the game he's invis, the Shakuchi I believe, is not, it has a long cooldown, 24 seconds or something. It has 12, sorry, it has 12-second cooldown and 4-second running. So as the anti-mage you have this time window that the Weaver is, if he invises for the next, if he uses the whole 4 seconds, for the next 8 seconds he's vulnerable. And this is the same when he's level 2, but when he becomes level 3 it will become 3 seconds less, or 2 seconds less, and each level he puts in Shakuchi it will be 2 seconds less. So you have this time window that you can abuse this and harass the shit out of the Weaver. But when the time window passes, he will be kiting you and you can't actually get to him and burst him down, while he can because he's ranged versus you are melee. So you have to be using this time window right, but as the anti-mage you don't want to be fucking the lane equilibrium up, so you want to be first pulling the creeps to your range, denying your range, so the lane is shoving towards you. Then when the Weaver, you jump onto the Weaver, you attack him once, he Shakuchis, you position yourself aggressively on his side. If he goes out of the Shakuchi, you can just go go on him if and no creep is dying. So and you keep doing this, and this will basically either help you burn all his mana and some of his HP, uh, or if you don't get to like attack him much, by making him use his Shikuchi like that, and moving backwards because you're standing in between the wave and him, he will be either just totally missing the be getting out of the experience, or at least you're gonna get the denies because you have effectively zoned them out. So this will be like the laning stage for AntiMage versus Weaver. Later stages of the game, you can't really kill him because you would need like some item like Abyssal Blade to kill him, but by the time you have Abyssal Blade, he has a Lincoln Sphere, and as an anti-mage, you don't want to be like buying two items to two like active items to take the Lincolns, then like stun the guy. So basically, as the anti-mage here, you don't really, you're gonna get kited from the Weaver, so your focus isn't gonna be the Weaver. Unless there's like this Shaker or some other hero that the Weaver is just like in this killable spot. So this is how it goes for Weaver. The anti-mage versus Riki, you can't farm jungle camps, especially early on if you're low on HP, because the Riki could be there and he could like smoke you and kill you if you're low on HP, or at any area. You can't use your salves if you're like not in tower range because there's a Riki. Or even in tower range because he can use his W but cancel the cancel the attack, so he just does the blink damage and it'll cancel your salve. So in some other stuff, in every stage of the game you gotta be aware that there's a Riki, so you can always get smoked, and with a +1 you can easily die. So like a Riki Ursa, and Ursa has his Q, so he can like slow you. So that is another case that you can die. Riki with a Necrophos with Blink and like ult can do the same. Lancer with a Diffusal Blade can do the same. So Riki, if Riki is missing +1, that Weaver with Diffusal can do the same too. Like any slow plus smoke, any +1 with the Riki can cause you to die. So Riki is pretty much always missing, but you gotta be you gotta like care if other enemy heroes are missing, and especially in this matchup, you will need this map awareness to know where the enemy is when they're missing based on where they were before. So for the Lancer, you don't want to be like facing Lancer as the anti-mage. You just want to be farming with max efficiency, and the only time you face Lancer is when there's like this fight you actually want to take because it's leading to an objective, or you just want to kill the guy, like it's a kill if you go on him. If it's like an actual fair fight, quote unquote fair fight, you don't want to take it against the Lancer, because he'll burn all your mana. And even though like if you can just blink away, but again, if the Riki is there too, you can die. Or if you blink away, like you effectively have done nothing, and anti-mage doesn't want to be in this fight that he does nothing. Anti-mage wants to fight either if it's like this free kill, you TP in, you like attack a guy twice and you ult and you kill one or two people or more, that is actually like worth it. If it's a support, you don't want to like, if it's Riki, you don't want to be TPing. Maybe if it's like a already dead guy, you don't want to TP, but if like your TP and you being there would change the fight, and definitely would like cause you to win the fight, then sure, you can like TP. Against Necrophos, anti-mage is pretty good versus Necrophos, but generally if you're in the lane that Necrophos is in, you would want to be again, the way you deal with Weaver, you pull the enemy melee creeps to your range creep, you deny it, then you blink on top of the Necrophos, and you start attacking him. If it's like a solo Necrophos, obviously, if like it's a Necrophos Ursa or a Weaver like Necrophos, and you don't have an effective support, you don't want to be doing that. You want to be playing the most defensive you can by keep using aggro for last hitting. Not like just get as much as you can from the lane, but like we're talking about 1v1 matchups, not the actual game matchups, like in the composition matchups, but in the hero interaction. So in the laning stage, if it's just a Necrophos, you want to be like making the lane shove towards you, then blink on top of the guy, attack until he like has to back off, or like he's backing off, and there's like this last hit you gotta take, and you take the last hit again, stand in between the wave and him, and you effectively zone him out, or if he if he's already out of the experience, he's just losing, or you can maybe like kill him if he's like greedy and trying to get the last hit or something. In the later stages of the game, after you're level 25, his ult is really not significant on you, and he's like every spell doesn't do much to you, but like you have to be careful about your HP pool, because like if you're like 1/6 of your HP or 1/7 or something, you gotta really be careful, because and if about Necro's positioning, because he could be actually like killing you. Before the level 25, it's the same, but you gotta be careful even more about Necrophos missing, because sure, you take a shit ton less damage, but still you take a lot of damage if you're like 1/5 or 1/4 of your HP, and there's like Riki smoking you and Necrophos and using Ghost Shroud and ulting you. And finally, the Ursa. If the Ursa is in your lane, then this is like the worst matchup for you, because you actually can't do anything to the Ursa, and the Ursa can do a lot to you. So in these quote unquote unfair matchups, what you want to do is use creep aggro as much as you can, take as much as you can from the lane, and basically get your ring of health, leave the lane, go jungle, or if possible, switch your lane with the enemy, with one of your other cores, like mostly the offlaner, but sometimes like the enemy safe lane is also not really favorable for you. In these games, first of all, they're not like really good for anti-mage games, because anti-mage is relying on this fast start, but still can recover. Like, it's better if you go onto this recovery mode rather than like staying in this lane trying to get as much as you can against this Ursa, and he's like getting every last hit and deny, and you like try to get the last hit there, and he takes like half your HP because you were trying to get the last hit, and you blink away, and then you have to like use your whole salve, and you don't leave the lane, and you stay like this process of keep staying in the lane is like the worst thing you can do. And in lower MMR, I remember people said, but they'll take the tower. Good, if they take the tower, there's a good chance that they will leave that lane and just rotate to do something else. Like, if the Ursa actually leaves to go do Roshan, it's good for the anti-mage, because you have like you didn't have the space to farm. Now you have like a space to farm for 1 minute, and then you shove the lane into the enemy's tower, and then you jungle, and as you see like the Ursa taking the Rosh, then you can pretty much hold on to your blink. If he has a blink, hold on to your blink. If he doesn't have blink, he's really not a threat alone. So when you see him coming to you, you want to be like looking if Ricky is missing or not. If like Ricky is missing, if you see Ursa from far, just blink away already. If like the Ricky smokes you, like Ricky probably was to wait until Ursa is nearby. So if you see the Ursa from far, you want to be going away. Like I'm being really specific about this stuff just because I want you to know this is how like pros do it. Even I don't, because if I did, I actually wasn't gonna be like a mid 4K player. Like 4.4K was my highest MMR. So if I was actually good at this in game, not in the replays, because it's very easier in the replays. If you were good enough in game, or I was good enough in game to think like this before everything happened, know that this could happen, then in game you were ready. Like when you saw Ursa doing Rosh, you weren't like, okay, so he's probably gonna come to me, but I'm gonna take this camp. And then you're here, you're like, he didn't show up, I'm gonna be here farming, but I guess I'm gonna be careful. And then the Rikis, you see the Ursa, and you're like, you got like this creep, and it's dying, and he's here. You say like, take the creep greed, and then the Riki smokes you and you die because Ursa is like this slow. So if you like recognize this before it happens, or how to play the lane, like if Ursa is here, I'm gonna take use all my regen to take a ring, buy a ring of health and maybe a tango, and then leave the lane, go jungle. Like just totally leave the lane. When they drop my tower, I will be here farming the pushed, like the shoved lane to me. Okay, so finally let's get into the actual game, player perspective. Free mangoes, poggers. To be honest, I'd buy a salve here too, just because I wanna be standing on that lane as much as I can. And some tip, please just put your TP, let your TPs be here, and the mango or branch outside until the laning stage starts and the cooldown is not like is reset to 0. Because like look, this guy has 47, you have 64. And by the time lane stage starts, he's gonna be his TP is gonna be on Apple. Okay, so lucky for you, Ursa is not here. Okay. Okay, so this is a lucky lane for you. Okay, so first game. Right here. Like literally right at this moment. Let me actually rewind enough. Okay. Right here. I would right click this guy, drag the mouse here, right click this guy, drag the mouse here, and let these two creeps get to my range creep and start attacking. This way it'll start shoving the wave toward me by killing my range creep while their range creep is alive. This will allow you to be aggressive on this Lancer without fucking up the lane and like having the lane be static over here instead of here, because you ending the Lancer like easy XP. He can if you try to be aggressive, you can just walk under the tower, and if they want to gank you, they can, because it's like all the way here. If it's here, they can't gank you. You can gank them if you have heroes. Yeah, you can be aggressive if he wants to go back. He has to go back all this way. But if it's here, he's like this much. So right now creeps are here attacking this range creep. And notice you are giving this matchup a fair lasthits competition, and this is not fair because Lancer has 69 damage. Sure, it's a deny, so you have like a Quelling Blade, which would be 53 plus 24, which would be 77. So you have 77 damage effectively. He has 69 when you want to last hit, but when he wants to last hit, he has like 69 damage when you have 53. So you don't want to give fair last hitting a fair last hit competition. Aggro is all about unfair last hit competition by making it not like this. Let me rewind. Okay, here when you didn't drag, like look, you're standing here, this creep is getting low. You don't want the Lancer to be standing here doing this, trying to deny. But when this creep was like less than half HP, it should have been all the way here. So if this guy walked all the way there to deny, you attacked him like 2 times, and then like got the last, and then like you could have been sitting on top of this creep, and it would have made clicking this creep harder for Lancer, because you were like covering this creep, and Lancer, if he wanted to like attack the creep, the mouse would have covered you instead, and it would have been harder. So this type of thing, like mechanical stuff, but it matters a lot. So this is a fair matchup. Like, you're sure he used the lance to get that, but he could have easily gotten the last hit with his 69 superior damage, and he can buy Quelling Blade right now, and it will even be more. So you see, you got denied here, which you shouldn't have been. You see, when your range creep is alive, I don't know how much. Okay, since this is not a live coaching session, I couldn't know how much you know about lane equilibrium, but this will literally like fuck up the whole laning stage, basically. Unless you tell the shaker to go full, and he actually gets a double pull, not the one pull, and or if he gets a one pull, like single pull, I mean, you could like drag the enemy creeps not outside the tower range, I mean, and then like the extra creeps from the pool would come meet the extra creeps from the lane, and then the new wave will come, and the new enemy wave will come, and there will be like 10 versus 10 creeps, and it'll be like all this fucked up lane. And you know, in preventing that is not letting this scenario happen by not auto attacking the enemy creeps even once. Like one auto attack in the laning stage can be like game losing, or one wrong aggro. So here you gotta be walking here, waiting for the creeps to meet, then taking the, and like before this you should have denied like in the first wave. You should have denied this range first, then went for whatever you went for. But here, let's say you didn't do that. Here again, you gotta go here, walk behind these creeps. You can actually watch pros do this in the lane equilibrium. You walk behind these creeps, you let these creeps hit these creeps, then you aggro and take these 3 melees to this range creep or this range creep. So, okay, you do this, then you right click to this guy and drag this and this to this or this. This will allow you to actually like not totally get the lane equilibrium back, but at least like not cause it to be like this triple wave shoving into the enemy, giving him all the XP and like all the XP, last hits, everything to him for free. Uh, but it will still not be enough, so make sure to watch and learn more about this lane equilibrium. It's really important. Okay, for me, like BSJ coaching sessions was really helpful to get this right. So if you want to like learn it at a really high and good level, I encourage you to go to the BSJ's YouTube channel and watch the coaching sessions from like the last 3 to 4 months. So it'll be like actually better than like this. Then like these mistakes can be fixed. Like look, you attacked twice. Why did you attack twice? Like, what was the reason behind attacking this creep twice? Now it's even shoving harder. When this creep meets, like, I'm telling you, like, it's obvious. When this creep meets this creep, the creep wave meets this creep wave, it's gonna be shoving to the enemy side. Range creep, 3 range creeps of yours. The lane is gonna be here, and the enemy lancer, if he's any good, he's gonna be like AFK farming here and even threatening to attack and kill you if you come, not kill you, I mean harass the shit out of you, because he has more creeps there, and if you want to attack him, you're gonna drag more creeps to yourself, and you'll take a lot more damage. So look, 2 range creep here, 2 melee creeps live. Where are you here? Here, even worse, standing here and not trying to deny this. Like, you should be here up in this guy's face, like denying these, at least. Like, this is very ineffective use of time. Like, you're accomplishing nothing. If you watch high level course, they never stand somewhere doing nothing. Like, the least that they do is go here and like stack, and sometimes like they shove the wave unintention at like when the next creep waves meet, it's gonna be like around 47-48 mark. They're gonna like shove and then go here at 53 pull and stack of 54-55. It can work on like different times. This is the effective use of time. Okay, you missed one last hit, 2 denies, and look, 3 range creeps. And guess what? Sure, this guy doesn't get the last hits, but we don't give a shit about their mechanical skills. He's getting all the XP from these creeps. And look, didn't I say he can harass? Like, actually, like, you shouldn't be taking harass damage like this easily from him. You should like you should have tangoed up and started attacking him, because you have more melee creeps right now. But look, you got another deny. You missed another last hit. Exactly like this. You can't be aggressive on him because he's got this much to go in the tower range. You, on the other hand, have done nothing for this like last 30 seconds effectively. Now, since like the enemy isn't good, also good at lane equilibrium, look, he like made the same mistake you did, and it's shoving to you now. It's fine. Now the shaker pulls, which is a long pull, and he doesn't pull to this one. So at least the neutral creeps, and these guys kill the whole wave if you auto attack deny your wave. But still, this fucks up your lane equilibrium. Also, a tip: don't let this happen by dragging these guys aggro with you. Like here, tango up, use a tango, tank these ones, let these two attack you once, then like go far. This wouldn't happen. You why? Because you want all of these to drag these to this range creep and deny this creep and this creep, so the lane equilibrium goes back to normal. If you don't deny this, it's gonna be again shoving to the enemy. Like it's gonna be a shoving game. Like you shove, he shoves. You shove, he shoves. Because both of you don't know how to play this right. Let's see if you deny this one. Like look, because you didn't drag these two, you missed two lasthits here. And look, two melee, two range creeps, and the tower is attacking the enemy creeps. This ensures that the lane is gonna be again, and you missed two lasthits, but that's mechanical stuff. I don't want to comment on lasthitting. If you need to work on lasthits, you can go on the you can go do cookies lasthitting challenges. It's available on I believe it's available on Reddit, Learn Dota 2 and True Dota 2, and it's available on Cookie's own Discord, so you can check that out. Okay, let's go back to player perspective. See how it again goes here? Yeah, definitely should work on the lasthitting mechanically. Okay, look. Literally what I said would happen the last time, but the Lancer like shoved back out, but didn't happen. 3 range creeps. This is like the worst case scenario for lane equilibrium. Like you did so bad, you did it so bad that like you didn't actually like control it. You didn't do it so bad. You didn't do anything, maybe because you didn't know the concept of equilibrium, but if you did, just like think about it, how like it is affecting your lane. This guy should not have anything, but especially since he got like this and 3 tangos as the starting items, he didn't have a stout shield and you did. So if you burned all his mana and he used all these tangos by now and was like this much HP but no mana, and was here and you had 6 like tangos and you had like maybe used 3 of them and were almost full HP, this situation was not gonna be happening. Gonna be like barely level 2, like here you are gonna be level 4 or level like 3 and the 3/4 of the like the 4th level completed, and then you would have had the lane here, so if you walked you would have like not killed necessarily if he isn't like actually stupid or something, but you would have totally harassed the shit out of him. You would have dominated the lane. But just because he didn't do the lane equilibrium right, he's getting lasthits. He's like actually getting lasthits. And look what are you doing meanwhile? You're like, I want you to actually look at your movements, because in game a lot of the time you don't see it. Okay, I'm gonna actually like slow down very much. Okay, this is the time, like you gotta be hitting something or aggroing something or stacking something all the time. Okay, so if you're not doing it, it means beforehand you did something wrong that now you don't have anything to do. Okay, I want you to watch. It's a 3-11, let's say it started from like 3-10-9 or something. Like look, hero chase and okay, look, you're walking here. Sorry, but I actually gotta show you this so you understand how like you're doing nothing, the concept of doing nothing. You walk here, like this is like absolutely zero objective type of gameplay. Like when you do nothing, but do nothing, and nothing equals going towards losing, basically. It's like AFK jungling. It's the equivalent of AFK jungling, but at least on AFK jungling you get the gold. Here you don't get the gold. Okay, I'm gonna fast forward now until you start hitting something. Okay. Okay, so 336 you hit. Okay, 336 you hit the next creep. For 25 seconds you didn't do anything. 25 seconds, that's a lot of time in laning stage, especially in laning stage. Okay, this means you did something wrong. And like, since I have this tango and I know this Ricky is level 2 and his invis is a lot, he has a lot of cooldown to go back to invis, I would, if the Ricky jumps me like this and attacks me, I won't run away. He will deal more damage if I run away. I will start attacking him back, and since he has like 8 seconds to go back to 7.5 seconds to go back to invis, I will attack him as much as I can, and I would actually deal a lot of damage to him. He will become nullified because to me, because he has like low damage, low HP and mana. Same for this guy. And remember, if the lane was here, this guy was not allowed to walk all the way here and take the last hit. You would have blinked here with full HP, or three tangos and full HP. You would have, like, the lane was here and this walking to get the last hit. You would have blinked here, attack, and he would run and you seek one last hit. You go to take the last hit, you stay here. If he tries to even come to the X range, you would jump him or just walk towards him and he would run back. And if he doesn't run back, you just obviously attacking and even take him lower. If he does run back, he's out of the XP range. You see how it's dominating the lane versus this situation. This guy is not allowed to do anything. And look, you blink away. What is your reason to be scared of these guys? They can't kill you ever. You have this much regen. You have a magic wand. If they lance you and jump on you, you have this much. And again, about the matchups, Ricky's W has a long cooldown. If he blinked on you 4 seconds ago, it's a long time until he can do it again. And look, again, they're doing nothing, walking around, clicking on circles. And notice, everybody in this bracket is in competitive. So if you actually do this right, so it'll be huge. Look, it's 4 minutes. 4 minutes is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8 to 9. I'm not sure. 8 to 9 creep waves. Each of them has 4 creeps. Let's say 8 times 8 is 32, and 32 lasthits to be and denies to be taken. The maximum has been 15. Less than half the creeps. More than half the creeps have been missed by every hero on this map. So if you were good last hit, just last hitting and lane equilibrium, these two, you would have just won this lane, then flash farmed all the way to your items, and then split push them, and then they actually don't have any catch for you, unless you count smoke screen of Ricky, which is not an actual catch. They have to spend so many resources to kill you. They have to actually be a synergized team, do a synergized team effort of Ricky smoking and Ursa blinking and somebody else diffuse or Necrophos jump and ulting. Everybody has to do something to be able to kill you. But if you don't win the lane, dominate the lane that you can dominate, like all the stages of the game are gonna be affected by that, because you didn't do the stage that you could have dominated and then snowballed the win. You didn't do that right, so all the other parts are gonna be irrelevant. Like, look at the net worth. You are actually the maximum net worth. Imagine if this was like instead of 1700, it was like 30 or 500. It would have been half of Battle Fury by now. If you wanted to rush Battle Fury in this in laning, like in these lanes, I would go actually buy an Aquila and the power treads, then go Battle Fury. But that's like personal opinions. I believe power tread, speed of your and you can dominate the lane with the power treads way more than you can do with like a ring of health and then rushing Battle Fury. But let's just see how it goes. And again, the air shaker with the bat pulling, and if he pulled, I believe he pulled, yeah. And then like the foods are back to fucked up. Look, like you missed that. Like, did you miss like 3 lasthits here and 1 here, and then you took, yeah, from 5 lasthits you took 1 lasthit. I hate to say it, but you just need to work on mechanical stuff. Like, yeah, sure, the matchups, all these stuff could like affect your game, how you analytically think about the game, and who's your threat and who are you threatening. All these stuff, they're super important. But if you can't get the lasthits and denies because of mechanical stuff, I'm not talking about like hitting the button of getting the lasthit. I mean dragging the creeps in such a way that like the range creeps aren't here and the melees aren't here. So like the tower hits this one, then this one, and creeps kill one of these, and then tower kills one of these, or you just like randomly missed lasthits. Like, these stuff add up a lot. As I said, if you had like if you had like 35 lasthits, you would have been not just top net worth, you would have been half of your Battle Fury or whatever gone. And you notice, like, you use the aggro like literally first time right now. Missed another CS, another CS. Like, as I said, I hate to say it, like another CS. The whole creep wave. You lost the lasthits. Like, I don't know. Should I go on for this replay, or should I just end the replay with 2 very main focuses, which are lane equilibrium and last hitting? Like, you actually, I think I was recommending, but I think this time I think you should, like, you must go do Cookie's last hit challenges. I guess I can put them in the description below the video for you to access it. But yeah, like, look, you could have dominated this lane so hard, actually so hard, but this is like this is what happens when you miss lasthits. And like him getting farm is the result of the equilibrium fuck up, but you not getting farm is both equilibrium and the last hitting mechanics. So I guess what I want to say is you both want to dominate the lane and you want to get the lasthits. You don't want to miss getting the lasthits because you want to dominate the lane, and you don't want to be like solely AFKing to get the lasthits so the enemy also gets his lasthits. Like, all this, not control the lane equilibrium so it swings back and forth. You don't want to be right clicking in circles. If you're right clicking, if you find yourself right clicking in circles because you don't have anything to do, like, look, at 451, least you can do is stack. But like, this should not have happened in the first place, that you would have been able to stack. So if you see you're running circles, this means you did something wrong. Like, look, one more last mix. the stack didn't happen. And sure, you got the bounty runes, but Shaker take bounty runes. Like, is Shaker obligated to do anything in the lane? And look, you missed a whole other creep wave here. I'm just gonna fast forward through the laning stage now, so I can see if there's anything else. I'm saying like another lasthit, but I think that it's getting annoying. But it's good if it's getting annoying because I want you to hear it. Okay, hear it. Like, look, he played. He's actually so bad that with the AntiMage who didn't pressure him, he still died. Like, imagine if you dominated the lane, he would have been level like 3 when you are level 6 right now, and he would have had 0 lasthits, like not 24. Well, not 0. I mean, realistically, like 10 lasthits or something. While you had at this level of the game, you should have had like 70 or 80 like lasthits. Maybe he at this stage you could like just shove the lane to him and go jungle because you want to accelerate your own farm. But I'd say like you would have had 60 to 80, 90 lasthits by this mark, while he had like 20 or 30. Yeah, I think I'm not even gonna comment on the rest of the game, just because, like, the whole game could have been like so much easier, like unimaginable easier. Like, not unimaginable, it's totally imaginable how it would have been. So it would have been so easier. Like I'm like actually I can't talk about this stage of the game if I know you would have like had by 1640 you would have had like a Yasha and Battle Fury and Power Treads in this type of game, and you would have had like 150 lasthits by now or something. Yeah, the 150, 160 lasthits, and maybe you would have taken this tower too because you were just so much stronger and you killed the guy and just taken the tower straight out. And like, but this, when this happens, like everything else in the game just goes slower. So if I go on and talk about all these different parts of the game, then it's gonna be a lot of info and you're not gonna focus on the most important part, and it's not gonna be helpful. Like, it's gonna be information overload and not like trying to be helpful, ending up in not being helpful at all. So I'm gonna actually stop here and do a conclusion here and end the video. And when you go into the lane, you gotta see, like, Cookie has, like my friend Cookie has this written guide. I strongly recommend it to you. I'll try finding the link and putting it for you so you can read it. It explains how you win the lane and about the farming patterns of a carry player. You just can there are like 5 scenarios in the guide. It explains there are 5 scenarios in the laning stage. Some heroes versus you, they like you can dominate them. Some heroes you can win the lane versus them. Some heroes it's like the matchup is neutral. Some heroes the matchup is in their favor, and some matchups they dominate you. So you gotta first recognize what type of matchup this is. Then you gotta like play out accordingly. Like in this matchup, it was like at the start. Except you can change the scenario into a better scenario by playing it right. How do you play it right? Making the equilibrium right, and getting the lasthits and denies by not just letting them easily get like contest you for the lasthits and denies, by like using the right aggro moves and positionings. And then you get ahead on items and levels, and then you zone them out, and you effectively harass them, and you zone them out, and you take like you dominate the lane, and they can't actually contest you anymore, and you stay in the lane, keep it static, get every lasthit, every deny. They get nothing, you get everything. If they come, if they walk up, you like hit them, you blink on top of them, hit them like 4 times, then go back and lasthits, or at least like 2 times, and then go back and take a lasthit or deny, and like keep doing this. If he will be scared to even walk up to the XP range, you keep the lane back, he can't even come up, and you get your like power treads plus the ring of health. Then you shove the wave to him, maybe you stack the next wave, maybe you take like it's 951, maybe you take it like the bounty runes. You go back to the lane, you take you shove the lane, you go back to the jungle, and the jungle actually as anti-mage, let me change that. You shove the wave, you take the side camp, you go back to the lane, shove the wave, you go take the easy camp, like again go back to the lane, shove the wave, the new wave, the new creep neutral creep spawns. You do the same until you have like the battle fury, or the enemy like sends one extra hero, and you can't just simply shove the wave without taking damage. So you just leave and go take jungle as fast as possible, because you have items now, and you have extra levels, and you accelerate your farm. You have your battle fury, all this stuff. You just make this huge advantage for yourself, and then you split the advantage with items and with objectives, and then like knowing the matchups, you would avoid some heroes and go for, like kill some hero, like at least threaten some heroes and just zone them out, and then take the farm, take the towers whenever possible. Play on and the next part would be like the macro stuff and the strategic parts of playing a carry, which is like where do I farm, what's the right farm, wrong farm, when can I farm that area, but how like these stuff come after you fixing the speed of your farming and the mechanical stuff and the lane equilibrium, winning the lane basically. So I would suggest you to read that guide, and yeah, good luck mate with your games. Anything you have to ask or any notes, you can ask here on YouTube comments or on the Discord channel. Anything else? Yeah, that's it. For the guys who watched this replay analysis, like if you like the video, share it with people you think who would like actually get something out of this. Subscribe if you want more replay analyses to watch. Maybe hit the ring the bell button so you get notified when the new videos are out. And yeah, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next videos. Oh, also you can submit your own replays by, I probably gotta make like this page or something so you can like put the replays and submit it, but for now you can come to the Discord channel, link is in the description, and you can ask for your replay to be analyzed. I will put it in the list and analyze it whenever I get to it. So thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next videos.